Well, our church, Philadelphia Pentecostal Church, has been in existence since 1960.
This is Rev Samuel George, national leader, pastor in Pakistan, where Drew and Sonny will be serving. Yeah.
And it has grown ever since from a small group of prayer warriors to a big denomination or a church now.
The church in Pakistan is a fellowship of 263 churches with 120 pastors. And I made you repeat this number earlier because I didn't believe you. 75,000 believers that are a part of the church there.
It is reaching out to different towns, different villages. That's our vision, to have a group of people in every town and village of Pakistan.
One of the things I love about the church in Pakistan is you guys are an image of a church on mission.
The Asia region is huge. In South Asia, which is principally the countries of Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, where we have the majority of our churches, we have some really good leaders that are really putting together some great projects to help.
Out of the many things that we are doing, one is that we are helping the women who are in some way or the other needing help.
Families, help children.
Being the third world country, healthcare is not provided, women's rights are not provided, children's rights and trafficking, human trafficking is such prevalent.
The thing that we need most from a missionary perspective is somebody who can come and get involved in the lives of the children, school.
We're providing education to underprivileged kids in the slum areas.
We have schools with curriculum that make the students learn about the Islamic education. We have no option.
Child labor is common in Pakistan. So the children work during the daytime, and the evening they come there to get their basic
Being in a Islamic country, we tend to embrace the culture, embrace the way of life, which we think is similar to the scriptures. But when we study the Bible, the scripture may teach us something else.
One of our most important thing is to reach out to those who have not heard the good news of Jesus Christ.
I spread the gospel, baptize people.
My name is Andrew Gale. I'm the executive director at Global Strategy. At Global Strategy, we walk alongside the local church globally, local churches all around the world, helping them to become locally led and sustained, regionally connected, and missionally engaged.
First of all, this is the first Church of God missionary to come to that part of the world since the 1930s.
But the question I ask is why? You just explained this beautiful ministry you guys are doing. Incredible work. The church is growing, it's expanding, it's huge. What's the impetus to invite a missionary from the United States to join in that work and to partner with you in that ministry?
Having a missionary in Pakistan, it's just time to be opening up some of these other countries where we traditionally have not had missionaries in the last 30, 40 years.
We have been praying for many years to have a family like Drew and Sonny to come over to us. So they are an answer to our prayers.
Help is always needed when it comes to church because it's evolving entity. Either it's growing or it's diminishing.
We have a Bible college there in Karachi. It's one of the oldest Bible college in the city. We were hoping that Drew would come and help the young ministers who come and are preparing themselves to go out to the field.
One particular thing that I think is good for us as a church is that our young ones, 21, 22 to the early 30s, they are the ones who are mostly coming to church.
So I'm hoping that Drew and Sonny will be able to help us in that.
It's a big responsibility, but we're so grateful that they get to partner with you and the work the church is doing.
So we have hope that in the next 30, 40 years, our churches will grow.
And tonight, once again, we have the incredible opportunity to commission another family, Drew and Sonny Brown, as they work towards, plan, and head to Pakistan to serve the Church of God there.
I think last night when it was announced that Pakistan was your destination, a murmur went out across, it was like, oh. But I think you're going to be able to communicate to the church in America that it isn't as it's presented in the press.
Pakistan population is 220 million people. and out of which the consensus said that the Christians or the believers are only 3%.
I mean, it's got its places, but you know, every country does.
What caused you to make such a radical decision?
We had prophecy spoken over myself, Sonny, separately where we didn't even know about it. We had an angel appear in our house. We had so much happen, and now our regional coordinator, Don Armstrong, ended up calling us and saying, how does Pakistan stand?
We're not sending missionaries to do direct evangelism anymore because of the language, because of the culture, because of the inherent dangers that a white person up there preaching presents to the local population of Christians. Instead, we're coming alongside to help them develop their young people, to develop their pastors, to develop their leadership, so that they are better equipped to do the work that God called them to do, and that's evangelize Pakistan.